Please welcome host drinks.
Hello everyone. My name is Michelle Carazas. I am the co-founder and CEO of Host Events, Inc., but very commonly mistaken for Host Drinks. So really what we're looking to do is redefine bartending and transform events through one-click bartending. So I'm going to throw out a little scenario just to make sure that you guys are paying attention and engaged. So this is a scenario. You're in need of a bartender for an upcoming event. Where do you start? You can throw out anything. Like even if you've thrown an event at your house, a birthday party, where do you look for a bartender today?
Google.
Google.
Friends.
Thank you. Friends. Yeah. Anyone else?
Deep web.
Ask your local bartender.
Ask a local bartender, yeah. All right, so I'm going to give a little bit of a background on why we started Host. I think it's pretty relevant. So this is my co-founder Brian in the picture and myself at our launch party in April. And so Host Events, it was initially started because I was looking to pay off my student loans after graduating from Syracuse University. And so I set myself with a goal of 2 years from graduating. And so I had a full-time job in sales, and even hitting all my numbers, I still wasn't just making it to pay off my student loans. So I got a bartending job nights and weekends. And so when do you spend money on the weekends? When can you make money on the weekends? Bartending. So my solution was bartending, and I found that I built a really great network of people, and it did something for me that I felt could do something for other people. And I had a woman come up to me, and she was like, "Hey, I love your personality. I need a bartender for one of my upcoming events in the office." So I was like, "Okay, great." And she's like, "I'll pay you $200 an hour." And I was like, "Sign me up." And she was like, "Can you show up a little bit early?" I was like, "I don't know about the insurance restrictions or anything." She's like, "Just show up." So I showed up, and sure enough, there were about 5 or 6 other women interested in finding a bartender for their upcoming event for their office party. So they all gave me their business cards, and I explained to them, I have a full-time job. I only do this on the weekends. And sure enough, they followed up with me. I didn't follow up with them. That never happens in life. So I thought, okay, my brother's doing this dog walking service, and he says it really works. And so I ended up starting Host with a similar model. So I'll tell you a little bit about what we do. It's 1, 2, 3. It's easy as that. Basically, our event host will post their event. We'll get all of the details of the event. Lola is a customer, yeah. And once you post your event, you can select your bartender based on their ratings, profile, and reviews, as you can see in the second image, if you can see that. And then the third component is then you hire them based on their reviews, their profile. So pretty easy, and then you don't have to deal with any quotes or anything like that. You can just pay right on the app. So what are our key differentiators? What makes us different? So we have liquor liability insurance, which 82% of all corporate businesses in Boston do require. Huge reason why they use us. Quick response time. You will get about 7 to 15 bartenders that have been qualified, vetted, and selected by us on the platform to apply within 7 to 15 minutes. So you can start reviewing profiles as quick as 7 minutes. 24/7 customer support. And then we have service levels. We're continuing to build this out, but if you're looking for a sommelier, true mixologist, a flair bartender, we got a ton of bar mitzvahs that need flair bartenders. Whatever service level you're looking for, we obviously provide that. Fully vetted and selected. So this is a huge component to our business. Not every bartender behind the bar makes for a good event bartender. We believe that every good bartender can really help make an experience in an event. So we fully vet and select them, background checks, in-person interviews. We have about 150 to 200 applications a day. Crazy, I know. And we're very particular, but we have a 7% application ratio that we actually accept. So pretty rigorous. And then the in-app chat function. So you can chat with your bartender if you want to ask them, what kind of signature cocktail should we be making, how much liquor should I get, etc. Use cases, corporate functions, weddings, bar mitzvahs, luxury apartment buildings, crazy. But we do these in and everywhere around Boston. Resident retention is a big thing these days. So how it works, like I mentioned, you post your event, select your bartender. The bartender applies based on their availability, and then you can read their reviews, their bios, and then pay right on the app. So what's next for hosts? So obviously we're expanding. The goal is to be in every major city in the United States. Currently we're in Boston, New York, Philadelphia, parts of LA, I should say, and we're going to be expanding to some really other unique areas that we feel would be relevant for hosts. The technology component, so obviously, as many of you know, the technology component is very expensive, so we're obviously looking to further develop that. The way that we envision it is post, chat, and track. So we'd love to track your bartender, similar to any delivery app. And then team, obviously we're expanding our team, and then our brand. So I'm a firm believer that your brand is built over time, and you learn that by listening. So we email every customer after every single event, we call them, and we do surveys. So that we're always learning, always rebuilding, and just listening to what our customers want. So have your next toast with host. I know cheesy, but some of you are laughing. Any questions? Yeah.
You said you're currently only in a few cities. What's stopping you from expanding farther?
So the quality is really important. When we were doing initial market research, a lot of the frustrations from these corporate businesses, luxury buildings, was really around the quality of service that was out there. So we don't go to a market just because, we actually go there based on a bartender network that we have through a relationship that we have. I've been in the industry for 7 years and just built my network through that, and so has my business partner. So we open a city based on the quality of the bartenders of the network that we already have. So, we're a marketplace, supply and demand is super important, so you gotta be careful. We'd rather have, 5 amazing events that have 5 stars instead of 1,000 events that were just okay. Yep.
So would you mind describing the revenue pipeline?
Yes, so right now we're doing about 8 to 12 events a week, and that's including Boston and some of our other markets. Boston's obviously our largest market. We're doing about 25,000 a month, and we're doing about, in the last 7 months, we've been in the App Store about 150K.
150.
Yes.
How does the pricing work with, a bartender has a certain amount of skills? Do you advise them? Do you set their prices? Do they say, no, that's not what I meant,
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. So we have different levels. A sommelier, what qualifies as a sommelier is it's pretty rigorous, and our vetting process for that is rigorous. There are some very fake ones out there. So we set your level based on your application process. So nobody can just sign up to be a bartender. They have to go through a whole application process. It's quite rigorous. And then we set their level, and then their level, they make an hourly rate, and then we bill an hourly rate at that level. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I still have a lot of questions, but it must, there must be people that push back, can you get me higher? I don't know.
No, everyone
Or
makes
maybe
this.
you're bringing them up a bit.
Yeah, so We actually, so our asset is our bartender, right? Like, we're a platform. At the end of the day, those are our assets, so we take care of them. They make a decent penny, I can tell you that.
Yeah, well, you're probably adding validity too to the art form.
Yeah, we don't require them to work a certain amount of events. This is, at the end of the day, we have bar managers that promote the product more for us because they want their bartenders to have additional shifts. That's Tuesdays and Wednesdays typically, because these corporate events are happening on a Tuesday and Wednesday, and they're making more that they would be making, sitting at home and being upset that they're not working on the bar. So,
Thank you.
sorry, you can ask me questions after.